Hey guys, Papa Pete back with another pickup video for you. I've gotten a few more games for my collection for my main consoles, my NES collection and my Xbox collection. Haven't picked anything up lately for the Atari 2600, but I'm having some fun just doing some reviews on Atari 2600 games and such, so look forward to some of those reviews coming up on my channel pretty soon. I've just recently done a Superman review, and I plan on doing a couple more. The first thing I want to bring up is I want to point out my Bad GraFx Gamer shirt that I'm wearing today. Picked it up down at Too Many Games from Jay last year. Bought a lot of games from Buzzy and Jay over the last couple of years down at Too Many Games. They tour right across the country, a lot of different parts, mostly in the Midwest or in the East, selling games at all the different conventions. Also, they have a YouTube channel on. There's some really entertaining, some of the stuff they do to some of their, they give discounts on games if the patrons will do some challenges for them. Really entertaining videos. I'll put a link to it in the comment section down below. Check them out, and if you see them at any of the conventions around and looking for a good deal, tell them Papa Pete sent you. Okay guys, let's look at some of the games I've picked up. One thing I've been trying to collect is I really wanted to get a complete collection of NES Black Box games. Loose is fine, cartridge only is absolutely fine. Some of them are pretty expensive and hard to get. Well, I've got most of them now, and I got a few more knocked off my list. First two I'm going to show you are, I picked them up on an eBay auction, Urban Champion and Tennis. Now, I'll be quite honest, I thought I had Tennis long ago, and about a couple of months ago I was going through the list of all the Xbox or all the Black Box games that I needed. And I couldn't believe it, but I had never picked up a copy of Tennis. So I went online, and I got them on eBay, and I got a really good deal, and I got them from a seller named the Old School Nintendo Shop on eBay. And it's pretty cool. They put a card in with them. They're packed up really nicely. It's the kind of place when they ship you games that are in this good a shape for the reasonable price for both the game and for the shipping. I'm not even sure if it wasn't free shipping from them. But anyway, in any case, it's a type of store, eBay shop that you want to go back to and buy from again and again. So I just thought I'd give a little plug since I was so happy with the service. So Tennis and Urban Champion. I can remember playing Urban Champion back in about '87. We rented, the first time I ever played NES, we rented 2 or 3 games, ice hockey, and this is one of the games we rented. It was one of the very first ones out of the system. And us playing it, and it's kind of a weird beat 'em up, almost like a precursor to some of the Double Dragons and such as they built on them later on. I don't know if you had the chance to play it. It's worth putting in for a few minutes and giving it a whirl. It's not the greatest game in the world, but it's definitely worth playing. As for Tennis, I mean, it's like the old Nintendo sports games. They're a lot of fun to play. They are far and away. It's no virtual tennis for the Dreamcast, but it's still worth putting in and playing every once in a while just to see how far we've actually come. It's not a bad game, don't get me wrong. For the time, it was amazing, but it just doesn't. It pales in comparison to the tennis games of today. Now, the next two I picked up were Wrecking Crew and Gumshoe. Gumshoe is a light gun game. I've not played Gumshoe before. I've read some pretty bad reviews of it, to be quite honest. But again, it's one of the 30 Black Box games. And I think in some of the scales where it ranks all 30, this one usually comes in near the bottom, kind of with Urban Champion. But this one I think is even worse. Doesn't mean there's no fun to be had if you want to get your light gun out in an old CRT television. But still, just an older game. Wrecking Crew, I find it kind of interesting because it's Mario, but it doesn't really make mention of Mario. It's not considered a Mario game, but it is back in the day. I mean, before when it was still Jumpman or whatever, as it became Mario, it's still kind of like a Mario game. I had not played it very much. Since I've gotten this, I've played it a bit. It's very interesting. Actually, it's quite fun, like a puzzle game, trying to knock down doors and walls and as things are chasing. I don't know, it's worth playing for sure. I wouldn't call it one of the worst Black Box games. I probably wouldn't call it one of the best, but you know what? It's still a lot of fun to play. Now, while I'm still on Nintendo, before I go into my Xbox games, which is right now kind of my passion, that's what I'm trying to get is the Xbox games. I did have an opportunity. A buddy of mine had just bought a Wii for his kids, and he was looking for a copy of Mario Kart Wii. So I went online for him to try to find it because he wasn't real familiar with picking things up or finding the right prices, and I got a pretty good deal actually. But at the same time, from the same person, I could get myself a game and save on shipping and such. So it was really good. So I picked up a copy of Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii. I have quite a few Wii games because I do have a Wii system. We had one when they first came out. We played it a lot, especially like your standards Wii Sports, Super Mario Galaxy. So I got this for a really good price. So I just took the opportunity to add it to my collection when I could. Now on to the Xbox games. I mentioned in my Xbox pickup video I posted about a month ago how one of the things I was trying to do was complete the subset of Star Wars games, and the only one I was missing at the time was Star Wars Clone Wars. I had it, the combo with Tetris Worlds. You could get that anywhere, but I was having a real hard time finding a good shaped copy of the Star Wars Clone Wars alone in the package. Well, I finally found one. I don't think it was very long after that. I went online and I couldn't believe I got a really good price, probably less $5 to $7 I paid for it. It's in beautiful shape. So as you can see, I mean, the book's great, disc is great, everything about it is in excellent shape. So I think maybe what I'll do in the near future is when I start doing my subsets video, one of the things I'm going to look at is a subset of Star Wars game for the original Xbox. I've completed it now. To the best of my knowledge, I might have missed one or two, but I don't think so. I think I have them all now, so I'm very, very happy to have that game. When I actually had the Clone Wars Tetris Worlds combo earlier on, I picked it up at GameSpot back in the 2000s when I think it was probably EB Games at the time, when the Xbox was a newer system. I played Clone Wars quite a bit. I did enjoy it at the time. I haven't played it in about 10 years, but I might try it again now that I have that in my collection. Okay, the next pickup was from a seller on eBay that had a deal where you buy one, you get the second one 50% off. Shipping was included. The prices weren't too bad. They aren't absolute top-notch games, but they're two I needed for my collection, and two that I found to be quite interesting. Battlestar Galactica and Siberia. Now, I had looked at Siberia quite a bit, and it's Siberia 2, which is actually a fairly expensive game, and Battlestar Galactica, it wasn't around very long, but it is a very significant show when I was a kid. It came out when I was about 10 or 11, right on the heels of Star Wars. I grew up through the Star Wars era. I was 9 years old when Star Wars came out, so I mean, that was perfect for my age. Battlestar Galactica came out right afterwards. It was all the rage for quite a while, although it really burnt out quickly. You remember, like I told you the story about how in television Space Battle was supposed to be a Battlestar Galactica game. That's why the ships look like Cylon Warriors. Well, now for the first time I actually get to play a Battlestar Galactica game that's still called Battlestar Galactica. I haven't checked it out yet. I will be soon. And as for Siberia, I've watched some of the gameplay. It seems to be a point-and-click adventure type game. I'm going to have to look into a little bit more. It certainly doesn't seem to be much of an action game, but I haven't given it much of an opportunity yet either. Hope to look into it more very soon. Now, the next batch of games I got from a person out in British Columbia. I was on a Canadian video game trading site, and he had really good prices. Shipping is stupid expensive over here, but you know, if you want them, I got it in about a week. It took me about a week. I had tracking. It's worth paying the extra money for tracking for anything like this. And he did a great job. Not going to say his name, but Mike, if he sees this, whatever, thanks a lot. I was really happy with the games when they showed up. I sent him a note afterwards to let him know. But anyway, he sent me 6 really good games, and I thought the prices were very reasonable. The first one I got was The Incredible Hulk. What's it called? Ultimate Destruction. I've put it in a little bit, played it. It's pretty neat game, really. It got pretty good reviews. I haven't had an opportunity to play it a lot, but I did, like I say, turn it on for a little while. Very happy I got that game, got it for a great price. The next one, I think I might lose a little bit of time on it. It's The Bard's Tale, or A Bard's Tale. I love role-playing games like this, and I just looked at it a little tiny bit. It's got some great gameplay, some good humor, and it's like a precursor to Skyrim and such. It's just there's so much character in the game that I'm sure I might have to play through the whole thing. I don't know. But maybe I'll do a review on it. There's a couple other good reviews online about it, and I'm very happy to have picked it up. It's not a sequel to the Bard's Tale games from the 80s, that were 80s and 90s that were on PC. It's more of an independent independent game, but I think it was produced or created by the same person with a slightly different storyline. Here's a classic, Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden, or Ninja Gaiden, one of the hardest games on the system. I've played it just a little bit. It's got its history right back to the NES. They've been putting more and more games, trying to put improvements in it. Ninja Gaiden for the NES is one of the hardest games ever produced for that system. This is about the same for the Xbox. What I've seen, what gameplay I've watched, I haven't played it much. It looks hard. It looks hard. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with a challenge. Here's a good little game. Midway Arcade Treasures 2. There's a lot of different compilation discs like this for the Xbox. Some of them are kind of expensive. The Capcom Volume 2 is very expensive. I have a few of them now. I'll try to pick up the three Midway versions. This one's got Narc and Mortal Kombat 2, Primal Rage, Rampage, just a few different games like that. Standard stuff, but you know what? Every collection needs games like this. This one is probably more well known for the PC. Well, not probably, it is. It's more well known for the PC. It's just an amazing game. Half-Life 2. I didn't play much Half-Life 2 on the PC, and I have not played it yet on the Xbox. I've done a little bit of reading on it, and it has its shortcomings in comparison to the PC version. But you know, that's to be expected, and that's all right. It's going to have its own style from being on that platform as opposed to the PC. That being said, one of the all-time classic first-person shooters. So Half-Life 2 has to be part of any collection for the Xbox. It's just a great historical game, and I'm very happy to have it for my collection. Last one. Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude. I can remember renting this right here in town, renting it, and playing it a little bit back... I'll be in the 2000s. I always loved the Leisure Suit Larry games, even right back to the PC days. And I was interested, of course, when it came out for the Xbox, so I picked it up. It's a lot of little mini games and such. It's not the best gameplay in the world. The humor might be you might like the humor, you might not. Either way, it's kind of a neat thing. You have to have it for your collection because, hey, just another one of the game. I really like the historical significance of this whole series. It went out on a limb when they created them, but it ended up being very popular and making a lot of money for the creators of the games. Well, that's all my pickups of the last little while that I've made off of eBay or any other purchases online for my Xbox, NES, or Atari. I'll be making another video in not too long. I'm going to maybe go off the pickup videos for a while, start doing a few reviews, or maybe some of the subsets, do some compilation exposés, I guess, on some of the subsets. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to click like, make sure you subscribe, and please leave a comment. I like reading them, and I like answering back to them. If you have any comments on any of the games that I picked up here, or if you have any suggestions on other things that I should pick up or review, or anything else you'd like to see on the channel, I love to hear the suggestions. Thanks a lot again for watching, and take care. We'll see you next time.